right, welcome everybody to our first Candletree Chronicle, I suppose. So for those who are unaware, who haven't been keeping up with what we've been doing lately, we've had a lot of cancellations lately, and that's sort of put this into a thought process for me. Just because it's a busy time of year, so that's all right, and it is the nature of D&D already, but. Oh yeah, I forgot to turn off the bloop noises. That's what I've realized. um, okay. Enable background chat sounds. Done. All right. So, in the past, when we cancel sessions, often people can still make it. People are still around to play that night. Just sort of one person causes a session to be canceled just because they have something they have to do. So I decided to make like a guild, a homebrew guild, using a lot of chat's input and player input, and have it be sort of player directed, and that is the Candletree Consortium. And so this is just giving us opportunities to do little one-shots. Just short little stories that kind of have some through lines between them, since they all involve the same guild. And so all my players have begun to make characters that are just specifically for this guild and for the one shots. And at a bit of short notice yesterday, we were able to assemble something since we've missed a few Dreamwalker sessions, and we have we're gonna miss next Saturday too, just because I'm busy and one of the other players is busy too. So I thought we would do one tonight because we had to cancel all the sessions this week, which is brutal. So I just wanted to play D&D. So today begins the first Candletree Chronicle, but there'll be lots of these. Yeah, it was a lonely week. You guys can't see what I'm referencing, but I'm talking to the Roll20 chat. But yeah, so tonight is the very first one, but there will be lots where that comes from. Each character kind of has their own meaning for being here, and we'll just sort of follow some of the player-directed plot lines based on backstories and motivations. Tonight is one that I wrote just as like a starter one to kind of introduce people and have a bit of fun. So, without further ado, let's get started with Starlight Symphony. Oh yeah. If I pronounce your characters' names wrong, just correct me, because I don't know how to pronounce them. I'm just gonna give it my
You
best
should have
shot.
asked for pronunciation guides, fool.
You should have provided them for me.
Hey, I didn't have to. If you can't pronounce my character's name, that's on you.
I don't know who's who.
All right. So, let's go over here. All right. So, tonight, and well, I guess all of them will probably start here. But tonight we are brought to Marin Hall. Here for players. Let's ping that and bring you there. Which is the coastal city in the Seven Baronies that is lorded over by the Mariswa family, the Nyanhari family of the Mariswa. And we are brought specifically to a rather new guild, the Candletree Consortium, started by one Avogadro Candletree. The guild grounds are mostly a library and archive. No, not avocado. Avogadro. If you do that in person, he will probably turn you into a frog. And so, towards the evening, as the sun begins to set over Marin Hall, we are brought into the library, where several members, rather new members, of the consortium are spending a relaxing evening. each seated around the table, and each sort of just taking care of their own work, working on research notes or flipping through books. The 5 newer members of the Candletree Consortium are having a peaceful, quiet evening. So just one thing first. Can you guys each just check that you can move? And that I did all that right? Because it's a little last minute. Can anybody not move the character?
I can.
Okay. I think that's everybody.
I can move mine just fine.
Perfect. So, as the dimming light of evening streams through the windows and hangs dust in the air of the old Candletree archives, your rather peaceful evening is interrupted as another fellow guild member bursts in through the door, slightly out of breath. And as you sort of hear the door creak open and turn to face the new entry to the library, you see someone you're familiar with, Andrey Lockwood, who is one of the wizards of the Candletree Consortium, and he's carrying a massive stack of books, journals, leather-bound notes, and loose papers in his arms as he stumbles through the doorway. And as he makes his way through the doorway, he kind of stumbles a little bit, making a clattering noise, dropping a few papers and scattering to pick them all up. And he actually sees all 5 of you seated at the table, and he actually begins to speak and says, hey, do you remember? And then he's immediately interrupted by the head librarian, who you all know as Evelyn, who just immediately says, shh! Quiet now, Master Andrey. And he just sort of turns bright red, and then pauses to pick up a few more papers, and then just quietly walks his way over towards you, hiding a very excited look on his face. He plops down all the papers and books on the table at the empty seat, and then just sort of flops down into the chair, looking a little bit exhausted, but still just crackling with energy. And he looks across at the 5 of you and says, do you all remember when... do you remember I said I was deciphering that notebook?
Vaguely.
No, I don't listen.
Yeah, kinda.
I feel like you've said that multiple times, though.
Yes, maybe a few times. Well, Master Avogadro, he had this old notebook from one of his old acquaintances. One he hadn't heard from for quite a while now. And, well, the difficult part of it was written in code. Not just a different language, but something he'd never seen before. Likely to keep secrets from prying eyes, I suppose. But, well, Master Avogadro was a little bit worried since he hadn't heard from Hespera in, well, quite some time. And this was really all he had of hers. And so he had me start to decipher it. And I've been working on that for, what is it, like, 6 months now? It's been quite a process, but I think I've finally actually done it. He kind of opens this small, rather worn-looking leather-bound journal, and you can see that he has a bunch of kind of old, faded ink across the pages of the text. But in addition to that, you can see these little notes in the margin that he's sort of written as he's translated parts of it. Tasty, thanks for the DM inspiration. We'll try and kill someone with it.
Wait, what?
There's new systems here.
Hey,
You've been-
Tasty,
you've
go
gone too
fuck
long, there's new
yourself.
systems. They
Can we maybe not die?
They can
Thank
give.
you.
They can use
Oh,
their channel
no.
points. They can use their gold pieces in chat to give you guys or me inspiration, and they've
Oh,
just
no.
they've just given it to me.
No.
Andrey is sort of excitedly flipping through this notebook and says, Master said that, Hespera Calatrix, the old acquaintance of his, she used to have a cabin out by Starlight Lake. You've heard of that, no? He waits expectantly.
Not a fucking clue, I'm not gonna lie to you, pal.
It's a lake, sort of nestled at the base of the Midnight Vale.
Dogwood's just gonna, like, look between her companions.
You do know what the Midnight Vale is, right?
Of course. I believe we all do.
Oh, okay, good.
Once again, not a fucking clue, lad.
It's the big mountains to the north.
Yeah, I don't really go up north much.
You never read a map, Dogwood.
I mean, on
Red one?
on a clear day, you can see them from here.
They're just mountains, lass. They're not that far away.
Mountains are mountains.
Well, I digress. The Starlight Lake is a lake up there, and from what I understand from what Master Avogadro told me, that's where her cabin was, and that's where we're supposed to look. Even the journal itself mentions it. And well, the issue was there was this one passage. It was cryptic, and I never understood it. He kind of scans through the page. Something about the sea and the sun. Yes, here it is.
So, you think perhaps it has something to do with Starlight?
Well, I wasn't sure how it related. It didn't seem to even mention Starlight, but it was more like a poem or something. I was a little bit confused because, it didn't really make sense at all. But I believe that. We should probably just go and talk to Master Avogadro, shouldn't we? He was going to have me go and look at the cabin. And I thought maybe you would like to come along?
I can't
Not
see
like
a
we've
reason
got
why not.
anything better to do, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't we just skip the boring meeting with and just go straight there? Wouldn't that be fun?
We would.
I
It
would
would-
like to know what I'm doing, I'll admit.
He said he had the poem.
I mean, it might be good to give it a read. If you
have it
ain't,
with you, then.
familiar.
Well, Penfire, we will have to meet with Master Avogadro unless you plan on walking to the Midnight Vale.
Yeah, that's
I
not
mean,
going to happen.
Listen though, walking's a good way to get some exercise in. I'm telling y'all. Listen.
Hoppy hopping.
Yes, it also will take at least 100 times longer.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let's go
Just
meet
like some
then.
nature in, I guess. Whatever.
Why walk when we have magic?
Yeah, but with magic, you
Not
can't
all
really,
of us,
you
lad.
kind of
Not
lose
all
a
of
little
us.
bit of the.
And also, you're not considering the fact that not all of us necessarily have Magic theory, lad.
Listen, y'all. Listen. Let's go see the guy. We got to, and I like a good nature walk as much as the next fella, but
Oh,
we can, if we can
Oh.
get there quicker.
As you're discussing it,
What?
another figure enters the doorway to your north and just sort of looks across at the six of you now. And of course, you recognize him as Avogadro Candletree,
Of
the
course.
the leader of the guild.
oh.
And he looks across
I
at
look
the
like
at the six of you and says, I believe my name was being uttered. Something to ask me, students?
Dogwood immediately points to Andrew.
Yeah,
I will point as well. We all just point.
Same here.
Everybody just points at
everyone
him.
just points at Andrew.
All right. Well, Master Avogadro, I finished deciphering the journal, and I was talking to the others. You said that we were going to do an expedition out to Starlight Lake, and I was just seeing if maybe they wanted to be my accompaniment. Ah, yes, I remember. You finished deciphering Hespera's journal then? Very well. Let me have a look, lad. And he kind of makes his way over here and begins to scan through it. Yes. It's been some time since I've heard from her. He kind of looks across at the five of you, seeing slight little bits of confusion and on your faces, and just says, Hespera Calatrix was an old acquaintance of mine, another fellow wizard. I used to have tea occasionally with her, but it's been quite some time since I've heard from her. She used to send letters, but no more. And so, well, I was a little bit worried, and I stopped by the cabin and found it abandoned. Really only this journal. Unfortunately, it was all written in a code I couldn't understand. Wizards and their secrets, you know. And so I had young Andrey here decipher it for me. He is rather good with languages. So, now that it's all deciphered, I would have you all once again visit Starlight Lake and have a little look around the cabin once more. Wizards are secretive folk, so I imagine there's at least something we missed there.
Wouldn't put it past them.
And if you all wouldn't mind accompanying Andrey, I would like to make this, well, a more official expedition on behalf of the consortium.
I mean, I like adventures. Yeah. Let's hop on over.
What do you
Very
say,
good.
Marla?
Rabbit joke.
Didn't include me in that. I want no part of that. I'll tell you that right now.
Well then,
An official adventure.
indeed, this is what the consortium does, checking in on researchers, scholars, and old wizards, and making sure that, well, no research slips through the cracks. And so, why not make it official? Checking in on an old friend can still have some merit. If something has happened to Hespera, we should probably find out what.
Definitely.
It's not like we have anything better to do.
Well then, no time like the present, yes? I'll make my way to the sending hall, and you all meet me there when you're ready. How's that sound?
Will do.
Oh, that's
Aye.
perfect.
I'm pumped.
Sounds great.
Very well.
Hard to
Guys, I keep forgetting we have a sending hall.
Turns on his heel and makes his way out of the library.
That's what I was talking about when I said why walk when we have magic. Doesn't
All right, well,
matter.
to be honest with you, my brain's going just a little bit, but it is mighty convenient.
Shall we?
Careful there, sir. Just sweeping under your feet.
It talks.
Oh my god!
It talks. It talks.
Well, it has eyes.
It has eyes.
It has
You guys,
eyes.
you guys
yeah.
would be well aware
Yeah,
that he
what?
can talk.
Why are you so surprised? Why do you do this every single time you see him?
As we forget.
Listen, I'm not used to brooms having eyeballs, okay? It's just
Agree
not
here with
natural.
Marlo.
How else do your brooms see?
I just use a regular old broom. God damn it.
This is, of course, Avogadro's trusty sanitation staff, Belvedere.
Sanitation staff, damn. He's got a fancy name and everything.
I like to imagine at the same exact time, both of the Limsaw jumped like 10 feet into the air.
Just smack their heads off the ceiling.
Yep.
Get up over here.
Absolutely fucking not. I suggest we get a move on, lads.
Yeah, you might want to get off the table there if you're
I
gonna
am-
be going anywhere.
Listen,
Well, I'm ready to go when you are. I'll...
this is the window. This is the
Yeah,
window.
this is a window. Hold on.
That's a new
What?
window.
You all weren't planning on climbing through the window again, were you?
You're all
I-
right, Marlo.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
think Belvedere appreciates the broken glass.
We, like, make an extra.
We're mighty sorry, Belvedere.
Marlo, do you need me to check your temperature again?
Nah. Going through the window's fun sometimes, though.
So, each of the five of you has rooms. They're your own little sort of private quarters within the archives. But... Oh, sorry, here. You didn't get to talk to her. There you go.
Can I kiss her?
Stop!
You
How they
cannot
start flirting.
escape
We
it.
are exactly
cannot
20
escape
minutes
it.
into
I mean,
this
to be fair,
Okay. Correct, but 20 minutes in and already.
So, each of you has quarters within the archives. A place for you to just sort of leave your things and to sleep through the night. So you can stop by your quarters and grab your things before you go. But of course, the sending hall, as you all know, is at the top of Avogadro's astronomy tower.
Well, let's just get right fucking into it then, eh?
Alright, let me copy you all. So if you, of course, I doubt that you have all of your weapons and things that you want to carry on you.
No, I'm
Um,
walking into the library with a great axe, a hand axe, a
Ready.
javelin just
Well,
poking out of my back.
Yeah,
we're fine.
that could
You
be
never know.
that could be you, but for the more normal members who don't carry all that on them, you can
Yeah,
stop by your
never
rooms,
know.
grab your things, anything you want to bring with you, and then make your way up the spiral staircase up to the top of the tower. So let's head to the top of the tower. Lots of people to copy paste. This one was designed for 3 people and we have 5 people, so I had to make some adjustments.
I can bunk with Marlo.
All right, so
You can sleep
Uh,
under my bed.
after a quick little stop by your rooms to grab your things, the 5 of you climb your way up to the tower to meet Andrey and Master Candletree at the top of the tower. So, you make your way into the tower, and some of Avogadro's sort of private collection of books all line the walls here in towering bookshelves. The far window just sort of aglow with the blue and purple light. And of course, the elaborate ley lines that Avogadro has drawn in chalk across the floor, and asked you guys so carefully to step over time and time again as you make your way into the cosmos, as he calls it. And Avogadro is waiting there for you, just sort of quietly preparing, and turns to greet you all as you enter and says, "Ah, good, ready then?"
I'm ready.
I
Yeah.
suppose.
I
No.
mean, it's an adventure after
No,
all.
I'm just kidding.
Ready as I'm gonna be.
All right, very well. Then take your place in the magic circle. And he just sort of nods.
Perfect.
We've not had this combination of members on an expedition before. Who would you say is the most responsible member of your group?
Points to Penveer.
I'll be the responsible one. It's fine. What's the worst that can happen?
All right, then. And he passes you just sort of a small little stone with a runic sigil in it. Here's the returning stone. You remember how to use it, or should I go through the little spiel again? Yes?
Oh no, I remember, but Penvire kind of like glances around.
Yes, again for the others.
Maybe.
Just in
that
case
might
something
be
should happen
smart.
to you and they need to use it, yes, of course. Good thinking, good thinking. So the stone that I've given, is it Penvire or Penveer?
Penvire.
Penvire, okay. The stone that I've just given Penvire is the returning stone. It'll bring you right back here where you stand right now. Of course, it has rather long cast time, such is the nature of the magic, I'm afraid. It does take 10 minutes to cast, so it's not an emergency teleport. Do remember that. But when you're all finished with your business, simply press in right here on the sigil, and then, well, wait for the spell to cast, and you'll be brought back right here where you started. Sound good?
Thumbs up.
Works for me.
Yeah, simple enough to remember.
Very well, then. All right, to Starlight Lake. And he sort of makes his way over towards this kind of spinning set of rings sitting on a table. And you see him kind of reach down below the table and begin to flip through a book that he has. One of you can make a perception check if you want.
Now we get to find out who has the shittiest stats.
I have a +2, if that
I have a
matters.
+4 in perception.
Oh, holy shit.
Yeah.
I have.
Oh my god, I have
+3.
a +7 in performance. Oh my god.
Alright, I'll roll perception then.
Okay. Then roll.
17.
17?
Yes.
Then as Avogadro's kind of flipping through this book that he sort of splays out on the table in front of him, standing up on top of this kind of raised magic circle here in the center, you can see that the book actually contains a bunch of drawings, sort of sketches in charcoal of a bunch of different locations. And you see him flip through, and he stops at one that looks sort of like a large body of water and a small little cabin. And then you see him just sort of stare intently at it for quite some time. And then you see him close his eyes and then reach out one of his hands, and he just begins to spin these rings in very specific patterns. And then as he kind of stops spinning the rings, they actually continue to spin on their own. And then you feel just sort of your entire body begin to tingle as you stand, and the light on the magic circle below you begins to intensify and then completely envelop all of you. And you are just completely blinded by this brilliant blue light as you are teleported from the Sending Hall to Starlight Lake.
Woo, 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 woo. Insert Doctor Who noises here.
Got it.
So, as the light begins to fade and you sort of blink the blindness out of your eyes, you look around and find yourselves kind of at dusk, surrounded by trees, and far off to your, expanding far off to the west of where you stand, is a massive lake, inky black waters reflecting the thousands of stars high above you. You look down at your feet and you can see sort of burned into the grass and dirt below you the same pattern as the Sending Hall magic circle. Yeah, you feel a little bit of teleportation sickness, a little bit of nausea, but it soon begins to fade.
Better.
Perhaps still not used to using the Sending Hall. And so, just a short walk from where you stand, to the north, you can see a humble and slightly dilapidated cabin sitting nestled next to the lake.
It's rather beautiful here.
Nothing suspicious so far. Pat pat the water.
It is certainly water, Carnation.
All right.
You
So
splash
far,
around in
so
the water a little bit. You send ripples that kind of disturb the glassy stillness of the lake itself.
Glad to know it, Scott. Your approval, lass.
Hey, no deadly water. That's all I need in life. Do I knock or I
Andrey.
just go in?
If we ever get thirsty,
I'm just gonna
got
grab
somewhere to
Carnation
go.
by the collar of her shirt before she even approaches the store. Just gently tug her back.
May set off something a little nasty.
Nah.
Andrey, this is the place, correct?
Yes, this is the place.
Should we? And she turns to look at Andrey. So, should we like?
Knock knock.
The second I
Knock,
take my eyes off of Carnation, I
suppose,
grab her again.
well, I suppose Carnation's already done it for us. Carnation, are you knocking? Or just
I'm
walking
already
in?
knocking.
No,
It's too
I
late.
am
I'm
like
knocking.
the parent leash.
Carnation, what are you doing?
We might have to
I'm
get
trying to
Carnation a
knock, but
child
right
back.
before, right before I get that foot, I get yanked back, and I'm like, oh.
Can I investigate to see if anything seems off?
Yeah, you can make an investigation
We
check.
should
or...
investigate first.
I don't know what you were looking for. Also, is it Lucan or Luchin or what?
It's Lucan.
Lucan?
Lucan Rethro.
Gotcha.
With your fancy spellings.
I don't know
and such.
specifically what you're looking for. If you're looking for like magical things that are off, then you could do an Arcana. If you're just looking for like generally things that you might notice, investigation would work. So it's up to you.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do generally.
Okay, then make an investigation check.
Can Penvire do one as well?
That's a 5.
Yeah, we'll just give Lucan advantage.
Oh, advantage.
Again,
Alright.
bestie.
Yeah, Penvire is going to help you look around a little bit before you enter. So
That's a 16 then.
with a 16,
Woo!
you don't sense anything kind of off. All you really are able to tell between the two of you, this place seems like it's been abandoned for a while. The windows of the cabin are dark, and you can kind of see cobwebs even strung in the corners of the windows. And It really doesn't look like anyone's lived here for quite some time.
Oh, well, that's only slightly off-putting.
Yes, but it means there's a mystery. Mysteries are always fun.
Unless they're dangerous.
But the fun part.
Nothing's too out of the ordinary yet, so it might not be too dangerous. But always good to err on the side of caution.
So,
I'd
Am-
say we go in.
Carnation
am I
is not
letting her
exactly.
go?
Yeah, she'll be fine. Just let her do her
So-
thing.
Much like a rubber band when you let go of it, I just do that with Carnation. And she springs forward.
Carnation, as you kind of make your way to the door, it actually just, as you sort of push a little bit on it, it just swings open.
Well, that's not ominous, guys.
Yeah,
Walk on off
that
in here.
definitely can't be good.
The door itself does actually have like a keyhole and lock, but it just sort of swung open when Carnation opened it. One of you can make a investigation for that if you want.
What is... I have a -1. Not me! Not me!
I only have a +2.
I have a +5, so.
Oh, damn.
You.
We are leaving it to Penvire.
This beaky hole.
I say that Carnation gives him an advantage because Carnation's inside.
Like, well, you see, it does look like a door handle.
Well, it was
But
it was an investigation on the
Rango's
door itself,
burr.
so Carnation's already walked
That-
inside. Carnation's
Oh,
not
That's
inside.
a door. Guys,
That
that
is-
is.
Hey
I think
guys,
it's definitely a door.
that's a door, and you know what
That's
it's made
a
out
door.
of? Wood.
Actually,
Actually,
we
I'm gonna
don't know
help.
if
I'm
it's
gonna
made
help
out of wood.
Penvire with that.
Okay. Then you can roll yours then, Lucan.
Okay.
Penvire, you take sort of a glance at the door, but don't notice anything off. Lucan, you kind of see Penvire take a glance at the door and decide to do it yourself, too.
I got 2 higher.
You got an 11, is that what you got?
Yeah.
Alright, then you also don't see anything. But
Damn.
the 6 of you, Andrew included, make your way into the cabin with Carnation leading the way.
Oh dear.
Now remember,
Goodness, this place looks like a dump.
Dust floats gently through the moonlight streaming into the old cabin. The interior is dark and abandoned. It appears as though whoever was living here left this place behind quite some time ago. On the far wall, immediately catching your attention as soon as you walk in, are 4 glowing gemstones seemingly embedded into the dingy wooden wall, 2 on each side of probably the only thing that stands out in this cabin. The door on the far end of the cabin stands in stark contrast to the rest of the cabin, gilded and finely engraved in comparison to the rest of the cabin's gloom.
Hey, Andrey.
Yeah.
Was there anything in your research that had anything to do with colors?
Well, he kind of walks up to stand next to you, and then seeing these gemstones says, "These weren't here last time." He sort of makes his way over towards one of them. I went along with Master Avogadro. That was when we grabbed the journal, and then he had me decipher it. But these weren't on the wall. I certainly would have noticed them. He kind of bends over to examine them a little bit. Perhaps some sort of powerful glamour that was on them that just made them look like dingy old wall that's since been dispelled?
Either that or someone was here recently.
can Penvire wanted to check out the place with like Arcana to see if.
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Mm.
Is anyone else looking at anything else? Carnation and Marley,
Yes.
as they're doing they're doing that roll. Carnation and Marley, you guys look at this kind of very dusty, cobweb encrusted bookshelf in the corner here. And most of the books here appear to be incredibly ordinary, to be honest. They are books on, they're recipe books on home-cooked meals, guides on vegetable gardening, and
Ooh.
basic blueprints for carpentry. They are
Can I
Very
take the
ordinary.
vegetable gardening one?
It's too late. Carnation's already put that in.
God
I
damn
will,
it! Never
I
mind.
already rolled. Should I roll again?
what do you mean?
Cause when he immediately went through the door, they wanted to like do it, so they.
Oh, did you already
immediately
rolled
just
it?
did one.
Yeah, we'll use that one then.
Okay. It was a
Well,
17.
Just before we get to that, Marlo and Carnation, you guys do know that this is the Candletree Consortium. So if you want to bring back things that you feel should be added to the collective knowledge, you can do so.
Vegetables.
And so,
Vegetables brought back.
should you bring those books back to the library, you would both have access to them. So nobody needs
Oh,
to yoink something from somebody else.
Unless I don't tell you.
I literally saw you put the book away.
Hey Marlo, is there anything good over there?
Honestly, just regular old books. I mean, there's something on gardening. Carnation managed to grab that one from me, but just cooking and nothing too interesting. But if you're kind of a homeward folk, that's where you'd be.
Oh darn, nothing related to
I
our
would
research
scoot up. I
then.
think you're standing on something, Marlo, and I don't know what it is, but it is a splatter. Just scoof.
No, Marlo's standing in sort of the shifting dust.
Okay,
that,
I'm like,
is
oh my
illuminated
God.
by the moon.
He sneezes. He's just
so-
absolutely just like, what? Dad sneezing.
To get back to
I love a dad
Penvire's
sneeze.
Arcana check, you sort of focus in your senses on the cabin around you, and most of it is incredibly ordinary and unremarkable. Penvire, this is just a boring old abandoned cabin, but the gems themselves are certainly infused with some sort of magic.
And there's no way to tell what kind.
Not without detect magic.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I am just smacking my javelin against them.
How hard?
Tap,
how
tap.
hard, Dogwood? How hard?
I just like gentle clinks.
Yeah. Okay. So then
Like-
it just sort of you clink it. It just seems like a hard gemstone.
What are you telling me? I should back up and just like, hey, bada 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 bada, swing.
I think he is
smash.
telling you to not do that.
I wouldn't. Perhaps the colors correspond with something.
Wait, Andrey,
Yes.
you mentioned there was a poem.
Yes. He's actually, as you mentioned that, Lucan, he's actually already flipping through one of the journals that he's pulled out of his pack, and he's finding that page.
Maybe it has something to do with this.
Yes. It seemed sort of out of nowhere, and so I figured it was be important. But well, these gemstones weren't here last time, so we're missing a bit of context.
Can you read it to us?
Yes, here. Here it is. Salt-crested sea erodes viridian plains as the sun sets all aflame.
Blue, green, yellow,
Blue,
red.
green,
Gotcha.
yellow, red. Yep, alright. I'll hit the blue if you want. Someone then hit the green and
She smacks it
yellow
with
and
her.
red.
I'll get the yellow.
Alright.
I'll take the red.
Okay, Penvire's gonna hit the blue.
You sort of press at the blue gemstone, and it actually sinks into the wooden wall behind it, and then sticks in that position.
Ooh.
All right, who's next?
Dogwood, you're next.
She smacks it with the metal bit of her
Oh God.
javelin.
Yeah, you smack it, and it also sinks into the wall. Who's next?
I press into the gem.
All right, you do the same, and yours also sinks into the wall. And last but not least,
Yep, I hit the red one.
so it sinks into the wall, and then you see all of them just flash white for just a second, and then they all fade to a dim color for a moment. And then, with a click, the door at the center of the cabin swings open.
Oh, bet.
Grabbing Carnation before she
Carnation!
can even think to go.
Carnation,
I'm like,
what
this time
Carnation are
I
you
am
doing?
picking her up. Like I am holding her this time.
How?
I like doors.
I think she might need a babysitter.
I
I'm
like
gonna be honest
doors.
with you.
I
Dogwood.
think little lass needs a fucking leash.
Yeah, we should get her one of those packs with the
Fucking
strap
bite
on.
your ankles off.
I do happen to have a
Carnation.
length of rope.
I
Oh,
will
yes.
chew through it.
Carnation, that ain't very cooperative of you.
Carnation.
We gotta be safe about this.
Causing tarnation.
Was
So,
Yeah, I was
there
gonna say,
anything of interest
Carnation.
in the
What?
books?
as the door swings open, you're actually just sort of faced with a wall of sparkling blue and white energy. There's no
Struggles
doorway
more.
here at all. It is just a brilliant blast of light, and so you cannot actually see what lies on the other side of the door.
I'm just gonna walk through it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, I'm
Let me
going
be
through
free.
with them.
Yeah, I'm also walking.
No, I am still holding Carnation.
I don't care.
Oh, well, let me be free. We walk in
Nothing
together.
ventured, nothing gained.
Happy
Yeah.
hands.
This is amazing.
Did
No,
we look
see,
throughout
perhaps
everything
should
before we
probably-
left?
Panfire's kind of just going like checking out at like different angles, just taking notes of like what's going on, but completely unaware that half of the party has gone through already.
Actually, Dogwood's gonna peek their head back through the little portal, and she's gonna hook one end of her great axe into his collar and tug him in.
Come on.
That feels very precise to pull off. If Fenfire
Yeah,
wants
but
to
it's
resist that,
funny.
Fenfire can, but
Oh, he's not paying attention. So if they're able to do it, then he's not gonna
alright,
struggle.
we'll make you roll then.
Getting crooked off the stage.
Pretty much.
Exactly.
Yeah.
literally
Fenfire,
exactly.
you're taking notes and just sort of examining this door, and then you feel a tug at your collar as you're pulled straight through this new portal that is opened. And so the six of you move through the brilliant glimmering light and find yourselves.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
No
Oh,
longer in a
boy.
dingy old cabin, no longer out in the wilderness. As you
I don't
walk
wanna be on that
through the
circle.
door, you find yourselves wrapped in ethereal light, and as it fades, you stand in a brilliant arcane hall. Runic sigils are scrawled across the wooden floorboards in chalk, and the roof high above you fades into a black abyss studded with glimmering stars. On the far side of the hall is a large stone door, no doorknob or keyhole mars its surface. Instead, you see sort of these two smaller indentations along its surface. Standing at the top of the staircase that leads up to it is a man who was not facing you as you entered, but as he notices the six of you, you see him kind of turn towards you. And he just sort of stands there for just a second, and you see him kind of cock his head, just sort of, taking your measure. And then, after a moment of silence, he speaks. Well, who are you then?
No, I am.
Hi.
No. Get back here, bitch.
We could ask you the same thing.
I'm Carnation. Wild Hopper at your service. Try to do a little bow while being contained.
Well, this is an unexpected complication in the job.
Oh.
What
That
exactly
sounds
is
Like
your
Nation.
purpose for standing here right now?
We like poetry. We read poem. We do what poem says.
Hmm?
What?
These are fascinating. Do they come alive? Wait, who are you?
Oh Lord.
As you kind of turn back towards Penvire, the man standing at the top of the staircase, you notice him for just a second, and then with a flicker he disappears.
Oh, cute clown
Oh.
boy. Cute
Stop.
clown boy too close.
No.
And Carnation suddenly just you blink and he's standing in front of you, and he just kind of leans his head to both
Pull her
sides.
back to me.
He kind of leans his head to both sides, just kind of squinting and examining you.
My hand. I'm gonna hold my hand out.
No good. And then
Oh.
with a flicker, he teleports over here.
You didn't think I was cute.
Being judged right now?
No.
It.
I'm
You
gonna.
got
I'm. This.
Little.
I'm gonna put Carnation down, and then I'm gonna.
My
Your-
feelings have been hurt.
Your face is not bad.
Huh?
My
No, I'm gonna
Well, that's-
grab this man.
Talking to me or?
Who are you trying to grab?
Can I grab him?
Him?
Mr. Clown fucker. I'm gonna see if I can't try to grab him.
You,
I have a
Clown
feeling I won't.
you reach out your arm towards him, and he just flickers, and he's standing behind you.
I'm still here. I'm still cute. Look at me.
No, that won't do.
No.
Too many interruptions.
Oh.
Can I? Jay, turn me to him.
Was he complimenting me? Because I feel flattered.
Feel flattered because I feel hurt.
That's a fancy trick.
As you begin to speak, Penvire, Dogwood he flickers again, and he's disappeared once more.
Nope. God damn it.
I like your face.
Can I take my javelin and just like poke it into the
Thank
skull
you.
of his back? I'm not
like my
trying to hurt
face
him or
as well.
kill him.
He kind of leans in to look at your face, Penvire, and says, "You'd make a good mask." And then he just
No,
sort of,
no.
he swipes one hand in front of his face, and his face now matches yours. But
Not
some of the
me.
details are slightly off. Nose slightly too large, eyes slightly too close together. And then he swipes his hand again. No, that's not quite right. You wouldn't mind if I borrowed your face, would you? Then I can get the details precise.
Can I stab my javelin through him?
You stab at him.
He's
he
gonna
flickers
disappear.
Again.
Yeah.
This
I'm
one's
look at
impatient.
I'm currently using it, but how did you do that?
What are you trying to do here, lad?
Oh, I have a job to do. How rude of me. My name is Isidro.
You're quite the odd one, aren't you?
I have been told before.
Odd is not the word I would use to describe him.
No, hold on. He's introduced himself. It's now our turn. I'm Penvire, Catrius.
He teleports to you and he reaches out his hand to just grab yours and shake it.
Do
Nice to
not
meet you.
touch him, lad!
Yep, Penvire's shaking the hand, which is so stupid, but...
Nice to meet you.
I have no trust in this
These
man.
are, my companions. What job, exactly?
Well, not in the business of exactly just spilling all my secrets. Who's the impatient one? He looks at you, Dogwood. The whole time he just has this this very just enthusiastic glimmer in his eyes. He's just very happy to meet all of you.
Okay, I don't
Aw,
trust
I
the-
like him.
I do not trust this man a lick.
Hello.
The name's Dogwood.
He reaches out his hand to shake yours if you want.
I suppose. And she reluctantly reaches forward and just like gives him the forearm grab.
He vigorously shakes your hand with both of his hands. And then just
Alrighty.
flickers away.
Lucan reaches out his hand first.
Throw
I'm
me
Lucan
for it.
Rithro.
Nice to meet you.
What are you exactly?
He ignores the question, flickers over to Marla. We got interrupted
Name-
before.
It's quite
Part of me
alright. The
feels
name's
like-
Marlo. It's a pleasure to meet you. And he sticks his hand out.
Nice to meet you as well. He shakes your hand.
Jay, will you give us the ability to rotate our portraits? Is that something you can do?
I can't, no.
Flip him back and forth.
Damn it!
What do you mean rotate our portraits? You can't do that.
I'm
Like
Andrey.
flip them.
Yeah, like flip the image, reverse it.
Oh.
I just go
Yeah.
upside down.
He shakes Andrew's hand as well, and then flickers up to Carnation.
Oh, crappy face.
And I believe you said yours before, but I forgot it already.
Then I guess you will always forget.
Well,
My face isn't cute enough. He wouldn't
certainly-
shake my hand.
certainly a unexpected complication, I suppose, in the job. But you're all not going to interfere, are you?
Kind of just like touching
Potential,
stuff.
lad. We
Does
we
depend.
don't even know what you're doing here, sir. Can't
well, then
really
let's-
interrupt something.
Let's keep it that way. Tell you what, all you just turn around, go back where you came, and then you'll have a nice day.
Oh,
Unfortunately, it's
Oh.
not quite that simple.
Right.
Well, that
Or
is
so what we're
certainly incredibly tedious of you, but I guess we'll deal with that later. I've got business to attend to, so unless you have any questions, I'll be taking my leave.
I do actually have questions. How do I get in touch with you later?
Well,
and matter for
suppose
being
I suppose
the
we'll see.
responsible one.
I suppose we'll see if we meet again.
Alright. He has so many tricks. I'm sure the consortium would love to know more.
He
He does
turns.
not seem that interested in working for the consortium.
He turns
Darling,
his he turns his back on all of you and just faces the door. And then you see him kind of just cock his head to the side and examine the door for a second, and then you see that little flicker of shadow once more as it just sort of passes straight through the stone door and he disappears.
Can I? I'm gonna stick my arm into it.
Interesting party trick.
It is a stone door, Dogwood.
Okay.
Dogwood attempts to shove her entire arm through the door and if
He
snaps in half.
shivered through it.
Yeah, he
Her
went through it,
fingers
but
break on him.
as you
Yeah,
examine
he
it,
fucking went through it.
He went
Hey.
through it because he's a little teleportation bitch.
he went clean through it, but as you examine it, it is just a stone
Oh,
door.
does
But
that magic?
Dogwood, now that you're a little bit closer, you can actually see those indentations on the door a little bit better. They're just sort of placed one on the left and one on the right. One is in the shape of the sun, the other in the shape of the moon. But now that you're up here, actually, you notice something else.
Okay.
On either side of the door, as well, are actually two paintings hung on the wall. In rather elegant, ornate frames. One of them is of an elderly woman, and the other of a young woman. Both bear silver hair and twinkling blue eyes. Small metal plaques are fastened at the bottom of each frame.
What did I say?
Which one are you examining? There's one on each side.
Let's do the one on the left first.
All right. Then you make your way to the one on the left side, which is the one of the older woman. And the metal plaque is engraved, and it says Hespera Calatrix.
Ew.
Alrighty, and then we'll make our way over to the one on the right.
You make your way over to the painting of the young woman and examine the plaque. And this one reads,
Oh
Cassia-
no.
Cassiopeia Calatrix.
Right. Did they say? Did they mention anything about Cassiopeia?
No,
I can't
you only
remember.
heard about Hespera,
I didn't
but you
think
did not
so.
hear about Cassiopeia.
Alright. So either this here is her door, or, well, I'm not smart enough to think of another potential
Granddaughter.
answer.
What did you find up there?
One's a painting of Hespera, and the other one's a picture of Cassiopeia. Not sure how you pronounce it.
Hmm.
So, of course, the last thing in the room that you have not examined yet are the two sets of doors on either side to the east and west of the hall.
What
But-
about this?
Oh, we can get to that. I mentioned at the beginning, but we'll get to that. The doors on either side are actually ajar. Marlo, as you kind of look into them, they are like the one that you came through, just sort of doorways into glimmering ethereal light. So you're not actually able to see where it might lead. Lucan, you look down at the floor, and as I said before, the rather elaborate drawing made in chalk along the floor. It's several rings growing smaller as they go inward towards a smaller sort of star-shaped sigil. And you can see a bunch of circles all kind of placed periodically throughout along the rings. And written along the rings is text that you can't read. They are sigils of some kind, runes, perhaps, but you aren't able to decipher them.
Can I tell what it is?
With your
Or what it's
context,
supposed to be.
I think you, the player, probably can, but with your character's context, no.
Ah, damn.
Well, one of them is the Libra symbol.
Bro.
I don't think that helps us, though.
No, it doesn't.
I mean, it's obviously our planetary system or something like
Something.
that. But Lucan doesn't know what the fuck that is.
Andrew's taking out a different notebook, and he's kind of sketching it as the rest of you were looking around the hall.
Aye.
Andrew, what
Fire.
have you found? Yes.
Is
What?
it at all possible, lad, that you can read what the hell is going on the floor there?
No, these are different sigils even than those that were written in Hespera's journal.
Okay, but
But
when is your name Panfire?
Lad's got a point there.
That was addressed to me. But yeah, no, I'm with him. I can't read this.
That's funny. Oh, Penvire, you silly, awkward little man. Alright, I say, we just fucking go through one of the doors, eh? And she's off to the races, that one.
Oh, fuck.
Alright, Carnation disappears through one of the doors.
I just needed a validation.
Is that a rabbit
I
joke?
go through the door. I was like, woo, fun.
No,
Pops
if
off.
anything, that's a horse joke.
Alright, y'all. Guess we're going through this one. Get your noses out of your textbooks and let's get
No, but
moving.
like, in dog races, don't they chase the rabbit around the track?
Rabbits.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like a
Hopefully
fake
this
rabbit.
didn't chase it. No. I'm a real boy.
I'm a real
I
man.
was thinking more of like derby races.
Like
A
horse
race is a
derby?
race.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Carnation versus literally everybody else.
I just
Yeah.
get excited.
But you know what? You always need somebody there that's like just a little bit impulsive so that you aren't sat there like, I wonder which way to go.
So, the rest of you follow Carnation through the door, and find yourselves again wrapped in that ethereal light, and you now stand in an entirely different room. So let's bring you there.
I grab onto Carnation before she can get too far and put anything in the room.
I touch stuff. Pointing down.
No.
Go to that one. You
Now,
can
so
hold me. Just let me see it.
you now stand in sort of a smallish stone, sort of a cellar. It's a little bit colder in here. And you can see several desks sort of scattered throughout this chamber. But what probably catches your attention most are the multitude of glowing objects in this dim chamber that give off quite a bit of light. And so, as you look around, you see a bunch of vats, glass vats of liquid. In the corner, the one that you run up to, Carnation and Dogwood, you sort of follow along behind. It has this sort of bright blue glow to it. And as you get a little bit closer, Carnation, you can see that it has sort of a shimmer to it. Sparkles within the liquid itself.
I'll be honest, guys. I have no idea what's going on. But this looks like some chemistry type shit.
I'm gonna check out this book.
All right. Yeah, you check out the book on the desk here. It appears to be some sort of old compendium of research notes. You can kind of see two different hands writing in this book. You can see kind of this older, rather faded ink written in sort of a shaky hand, but there's also newer, more solid ink as well. Written in a far sturdier hand.
Can I actually read it, or?
Yeah, so it's a massive book. So to read the entire thing would take you hours. But you can sort of skim it and maybe find some passages if you wish.
Yeah, I'll skim.
Very well. Yeah, you skim through it and find a couple entries that seem perhaps relevant. The one that you find on that book is this. Let's grab it. So this is written in the sort of fresher, sturdier, more energetic hand, the newer ink. And it reads, "That old purple vial grandmother kept around is still sitting in the workshop. I'm not really sure what to do with it, so I suppose I'll just leave it be. I remember her mentioning something about curing it, but last I checked, curing is for pork, not potions. I have so much research to sort through, so I suppose that old vial can wait."
Can I look around and see if I spot a purple vial?
Yeah, you look around and there is one glowing on the far desk to the north.
Ah, that must be it. Any other passages that stand out?
Nothing that catches your eye.
Alright,
Though
then.
you can flip through it at a later date if you wish and try to learn more. But in this particular one, that's the one that catches your eye.
Okay.
Penvire, there are notes on this table near the large vat that Dogwood is attempting to stop Carnation from touching.
Mm-hmm.
Touch that
Or
shit.
drinking, whichever comes first.
I don't drink strange liquids, but I do like to touch them.
And like the book on the other table, you can actually see those same two kind of differing hands writing on these notes. And so you kind of find a few things that jump out at you about this one as well, as you skim them. Again, it would probably take you a lot longer to actually comprehensively read them all, but through your quick scanning, you find a passage that reads, "Grandmother's research on liquefied ether seems to have stalled some years ago, but I can't determine why. Perhaps old age or old injuries caught up with her, or perhaps she had more pressing matters. The vats seem to be holding at least. Heavens forbid a leak occurring. I'd be cleaning up for months. If I survived the accident, of course. I would like to continue her research someday, though. She once told me that aether can be distilled down to a form not unlike arcane sugar, but twice as potent. I know aether is hard to obtain, but think of the possibilities."
Oh. Okay, so, don't be careful not to touch many of the... It can cause explosions. Potentially, don't... I wouldn't...
Aggressively tries to touch it more.
It's more potent than arcane sugar, so...
What?
The vat
Those
sitting
big words
here,
makes no sense.
it's kind of got some tubes connecting it, glass tubes, but it also has sort of this little crank near its front that looks like it could be turned.
It's very volatile. I would not recommend messing with it at all.
Well, you don't have to worry about Carnation touching anything, because I am simply not going to let her.
Perfect.
What, real quick, is arcane sugar?
It's magical exploding dust.
Oh,
Delightful. Alright, moving on right away from this
Crack.
part of the,
Yeah.
Let's go, Carnation. Penfire, you can, explain things to us
let me open them.
from a
Yeah.
distance.
Carnation, if you wanted to look in there, you can.
God damn it.
I open it before you can leave.
Carnation, in these cabinets here are just sort of a bunch of rather dusty old glass bottles, beakers, and other sort of vials. But something that does actually kind of stand out is this sort of clay-looking jar that's sitting on one of the shelves.
Clay jar. Yes, please. I'm gonna grab that. Maybe sniff it a little bit.
No.
Um,
I'm only
You're not gonna
sniffing.
sniff it, but I will let you grab it.
Don't
Uh,
directly smell it.
Carnation,
Waft
can
it.
you roll 1d10 for me?
Fuck. God.
Oh no.
I have hope.
Oh.
It's a 4.
I don't.
Carnation, it smells like honey.
Oh!
No.
Wait,
I'm
no,
putting
wait.
my hand over it.
Can
I think you
see
should
what
drink
it looks
it.
like in
Out of
there?
character, I think.
There is
I'm not gonna
there's
drink it, but let me. Can I
there's
see,
a
like,
lid that you could sort of pop off.
I'm not drinking it. I just want to see the
Oh,
color. I'm
Father.
gonna pop it off away from my face. I'm gonna try to peer into there.
Yeah,
Switch
you
it
kind
around.
of
Be like, what is that?
you close one eye and peer down into the jar, and it's just sort of completely dark down there, even more so than it should be. You kind of pick it up and turn the jar a little bit, but it sloshes as though there's something kind of in there, kind of something heavy, but you can't actually see anything down inside
That's
it.
a fucking SCP.
Can I grab one of the other glass vials and like
Anyone know what I'm
pour
talking about?
Yeah.
it into the other one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you begin to
Good.
pour some of it,
Thank
and
you.
as you pour, it just kind of keeps pouring until you have as much in that vial as you want. But it is a golden liquid. It just looks like honey, Carnation.
It's piss.
Wait a minute. I think I might know what that is.
It's piss.
Not the liquid inside it, the
It
jar.
ain't piss.
I'm gonna dip my finger in it.
No! I smack it out of her hand.
No!
It's a wizard dab guy. That's exactly what this is. Wizard dabs. Sorry.
Looks sort of like a container that might give you different types of liquid, maybe? I think I've seen something like that before.
Sounds like an alchemy jar. My mother used to have one.
Oh, that's what they call it. Alchemy jar. Yes, I believe you're correct.
Yeah, looking, if you've seen your mother use one, then you know that they can be sort of shifted. They always contain the liquid that you need up to a certain extent, and there's a bunch of different things that they kind of shift. All you need to do is just say what you need. From the specific coloring of the clay of this jar, that probably tells you at least a couple things that it might contain. This one does appear to be set to honey right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. No, you're not, because I
It's
won't
too
let you
late.
lick it.
It's too
No,
late.
no.
I think that's a little too late. I think Carnation would have got it. by
No.
now.
No,
Um,
I said that I smacked it out of her hand.
Yeah,
Ow!
the jar is still there. You smacked the vial.
I'm
You
going
been
to-
Carnation,
listening. You didn't pay attention.
Carnation, it just tastes like honey.
It's honey. I needed honey, apparently. I'ma
give it a
keep this.
sniff, I guess.
Sniff it. It's honey. I promise. Honey is honey. I know what honey
I
smells
don't
like.
trust this.
I don't trust it either, but honey is honey, and it tasted good. This is my jar now. I like honey jar.
No, I'm going to pry the
No,
jar
no.
from her hands.
Listen, rock paper scissors. Rock paper
no,
scissors.
I'm gonna pry the jar from
rock
her
paper
hands.
scissors.
I want. Tell me right now what your
Alright,
strength
alright.
is.
All right.
How about
I mean-
you?
I'm
Because
right
I'm
now.
faster than you.
Alright,
I'm
okay.
faster.
Well, all right, now y'all break it up.
Dogwood, you're a barbarian. Carnation is a fighter, you know, right?
They're starting this.
What is her strength modifier? I
I'm gonna
just wanna
poke
know.
you. What's your
Guys.
dex modifier? I don't gotta be stronger. I just gotta be faster.
I'm going to attempt to take the jar. That's what I'm doing.
Bet. Let's go. What do I count?
Okay,
Roll for that.
guys,
Roll
what are
for
we
it.
doing,
It's a
Jay?
roll.
It'll just be competing athletics if you're trying to just wrestle it off each other. But honestly, I would probably let
Oh,
Carnation, if you wanted to try to like dance out of the way, I would let you maybe do an acrobatics.
Dex. Ooh. Oh. Here we go.
I got a 12.
All right, you reach out to grab it, and Carnation just sort of zips out of the way.
Can I
and...
trip her with my javelin?
No, you cannot.
Damn.
Can I cast a spell,
Have
Oh
a
my
jar of
God.
honey.
please?
Yeah, you can if you really
Not
want
in an
to.
exploding
like-
room.
Cast,
Let
calm
Carnation have a
emotion,
jar of honey.
please.
On who?
Oh.
On
that.
both of them, it's a sphere.
Ah, okay.
What are we doing?
What's the radius of that sphere? That's what I'm curious.
20 feet.
What are we
Okay,
doing?
let's
I don't like
No.
magic. Don't do magic on me.
I am.
Don't do magic on me. What the fuck?
Oh, good. I'm just outside the range of that. Thank you, Marlo.
You're very welcome.
Hey! The fuck you think
so
you're
calm
doing?
emotions is a charisma saving throw. 30.
Fuck.
I mean,
Charisma
I
saving?
I'm
But
calm, but
It's not like an attack. I'm trying to get them to shut the fuck up.
calm. I'm just playing
Aw,
with my jar
fuck
of
me.
honey.
I got a 2. I don't pass anyway. Fuck
We're
me.
calm. We are now calm.
you feel a little more relaxed, Dogwood. You kind of feel like all the worry you had about Carnation running away with this jar, it's not that important.
As long as she doesn't fucking go and kill herself, I guess.
Alright. Yeah, y'all had your time fighting. But I think there's some things that are a little more important at hand.
That
So
might
if
be
you can
true,
all
but not
just
as important
take
as
a-
the honey.
See, we just take a moment, please,
Yeah, I'll sit.
to just de-stress. Thank you very much.
What's this?
I'm gonna inspect this vial.
Yeah, you make your way over to this glowing purple vial that's just kind of sitting on this this desk to the north.
I'm gonna pick it up. With my
Actually,
thumb
as soon as you walk up to it, you hear just this voice kind of whisper, kind of in your ears almost. You there, release me from my prison.
I'll think about it. What's in it for me?
What do you seek? Riches? Great power? I can grant you that.
Hey Marlo, this vial's talking to me. I don't like it.
That ain't good. I think you might need to take a step away from it then.
It's offering me something to release it.
Release it!
Yeah, that's a little suspicious, I'd say. I think you might want to think about it
No,
before
don't.
you
Oh,
open
I'm
the
thinking
vial.
about it.
Please.
Don't listen to the other one. I can grant you what you need.
Okay.
I mean, ask him what
I
he
mean-
put in there.
maybe just
Why he in
stop
a jar?
talking to it.
Nah,
I know.
interesting. Why he in the jar?
I must admit, I do like the opportunity to learn about that cure that me and Marlo are looking for, but I don't know. I don't trust like that.
Well, then, what about the stone moon? I can tell you where that is. You're looking for that too, right?
The stone moon. If you tell me where it is, I'll consider letting you out.
Why don't we ask him what he gets out of being released, eh?
Yes, that is a good question.
Uh,
You can hear them, right?
Penfire, you examine the vial. It's kind of churning on its own from inside the glass. And you can see that it's sort of this deep purple that's kind of mixed with both shimmering sparkles and this kind of inky black swirl throughout it as it just sort of churns and turns over in this small little bottle that is just stoppered with a cork. But you ask him what he gets out of it, and he says, my freedom.
Well, obviously.
Right. And how the fuck did you end up in the vial in the first place, lad?
What do you intend to do with your freedom exactly?
Whatever I wish. I was imprisoned here by that evil old hag.
Are you, by any chance, made of aether?
Made of aether? No. I am something far better than that.
Oh, hey.
What are you then?
I am... well, I don't know it, but it's better than aether.
Yeah, I don't buy that. Sorry. You're gonna have to stay in there a little longer. Unless
Well, then you
decide-
won't find your stone moon. And you can stay in this room for as long as you want.
I mean, it's only a matter of time until we find it.
We'll see.
Stone moon.
That must be for the door. Y'all think? That big stone door.
Well, that... What was his name? He went through the door.
Isidro?
Well,
So,
yeah.
Stone moon must be there. I didn't go up to check, but how was it that he went through the door? It was the trick he was doing, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was just flickering through the door. He didn't even bother with the indentations.
Yeah.
Like not needing a key, you just kind of float through it like a ghost.
Well, let's just say perhaps that he had it on him. We wouldn't need this bottle to tell us anything.
That is a good point.
I mean, we could just look for it ourselves. I mean, we're bound to find it. It's in there.
It is
Unless
in this
that-
place, right?
It's hidden by an incredibly complex mechanism, and you will never find it without my aid, unfortunately.
Put him in a
Unless
book
there's
bag and
notes
we'll
on
carry
the
him
mechanism
around.
somewhere in here.
Did we investigate the stuff over there?
Yeah, it's a weird stuff. I was looking at it earlier, but
All right.
There
Well,
is a staff sitting on the crates to the side. It kind of is crackling with a green light towards the end of it.
I'm gonna
kind of
pick it
got
up.
distracted by
Uh,
you and Carnation's little spat.
As you reach your hand towards the staff, it kind of crackles with this green electricity, and as soon as you touch kind of the wood part of the staff, it just blinks out of existence and is gone.
Well, that's a no-go.
My way over to that other room. Because for some reason, I have a feeling that it ended up in that other room.
Yeah.
Wait, can we even leave the room?
Oh. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, the door is still ajar where you left it, and it's still that shimmering light.
Oh, okay, good.
Is this
Well,
something?
tell you what, Mr. Vile Person, if we can't find it, we'll be back.
Ugh, you're really gonna make me wait more, huh?
I mean, you've waited
You've
this
already-
long. What's a
yeah.
few more minutes?
I was going to say, you have a good
All
point
right,
there.
all right. Be quick about it already.
Patience is a
I'm
virtue,
telling
man.
you won't find it, but then you'll come all the way back here and you'll say, yes, you were right, and we'll go through the whole thing, but let's just get it over with. All right, go on, go on.
Your book back, so we don't gotta come back. Put him in a
He
book bag.
keeps being rude. I
Oh,
swear
so
to God. What if we
Do you
just
happen
go
to have a
for-
name?